natural that EnVy would do the same.
Yeah, but they're the French team that that have been the underdogs for a long time. I was gonna say EnVy, man, they used to be your team, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They still have to be. I mean, considering the talent that's on this team, the amount of work that this team has been putting in recently as well, still have to favor EnVy, still have to edge them out over Gambit, but it's not going to be an easy fight. Gambit have a lot of strong aimers on the team as well. I mean, Adren, Doja, I mean, Mo as well has his moments, so
yeah,
it's not going to be clear-cut, but I do favor EnVy.
I actually think both the Kazakhstanian players are a little bit underrated at the moment here, but that's a good start. Spaze and Mo going to be picking up 2 really good kills, and Kenny in the bomb site clicking away, and that's a great position for the USP, but Adren coming in with a really good double kill. NBK in the middle, jumping around the corner, and Doja will be out of it, but still what should be a near unwinnable round, or to put it more precisely, this is a round you only win if Gambit start to make some really big mistakes, like taking 2 early fights, and Space already been reminded that that is not worth it, so going to be trying to see if they could buy enough time, and yeah, MBK knows now they're not going to be fighting any further, and he's pretty much out of luck and out of time as well. And Gambit for sure going to win this round, and MBK just deciding, I have 100 armor, I might as well try and save it, maybe get an extra kill. Extra kill will be great, because if he gets one more, well, he's not going to get it, but if you got another kill in there, maybe he could have bought a... I could still do it, but he could have saved for the scout, right? Scout armor?
That's what I'm thinking, exactly. At that point, it's almost worth it to just back off. You're going to get, what, $300 per kill? But the thing is that if you have that Kevlar and it's pristine the way it was, he hadn't taken a single bit of damage, right, when he was making his way onto the site, and it's just a $350 investment to get a helmet instead of having to buy up, trying to force in the next round. So, he could have made a little bit of a difference there. Well, he could have made a bit of a difference, but he decides to just go for the scout instead. Yeah. So no Kevlar to back him, and he's already tagged down to 60 HP. He gets walled.
Yeah, and if you had Kevlar, Samno, it would have been a little bit less damage.
If Doja still had a head?
Well, at least they are going to be able to get a refrag in there. So just a quick trade. The problem is Apex steals the AK, and that's not exactly a fun time. He's making his way down middle, because obviously maybe in Gambit's mind that AK is still going to be over at long. So we could catch them off guard. Kenny MBK back here with the scout picking up a second kill there. Going for another one. There's a double kill for NBK, and he does damage to Hooch as well. And now the AK, they thought it was on the other side of the map, but Apex so quick with the rotation. Gonna leave Mo all alone in a 1-on-3. So great round here for EnVy.
NBK is still one of the more solid scout players in the world right now, man. It used to be that he would just, back before the hit reg got changed, or fixed rather, on jumping models, he used to just abuse the scout. He knew every annoying spot on the map to actually use the gun, and Happy's going to be able to catch out Mo. Nice lurk from him. Saves the scout as well for Happy. But that's the big thing. It's just like NBK, he just used to abuse the scout all day long, and he's still got the skill. He's still able to just play straight up. He bought so much time for the rotation to come in from Apex. I mean, it's just crazy how much damage that scout can do. It's a perfect spot to use it in as well, because the only thing that's going to shut you down over there is a headshot, so might as well just dance around. You're so fast with the scout, the movement.
Gotta be upsetting for Gambit, and I mean, so much of it falls apart in that early exchange where they steal the AK. I mean, if nothing else, it puts Gambit on edge quite a bit. So just not really the best start here for the terrorist side, but we'll see. They have bought pistols and armor, and those deagles in play there, the 2 deagles, definitely do a lot of damage on Dust 2. It's one of those maps where you really can reliably try and get 1v1 duels at quite a long range, which is also why the AWP or Scout is so effective, is you can most of the time try and get into that kind of a fight.
A little bit of a style decoy nade getting checked out by Mo. But you're right, it is still going to be that kind of run-and-gun style that we're going to see from Gambit, and it looks like they want to eventually go for some kind of split onto B. Bomb is going to be making its way out through mid. It looks like 3 players through mid, soon to be a 4th here. Adren rotating around, wants to get that nade into play perhaps to help out his teammates, but they're not going to need it. They go charging straight out, and it's now all about the collapse onto this B site here. EnVy, it's all on NBK and Apex, and NBK gets caught out by Mo immediately.
Look at the transfer, though. Apex actually trying to get on to Mo straight away, but the bomb is going to be going down 4 versus 3, and there's Doja with a headshot from the deagle in the middle. Adren trying to stay alive, but not going to happen. Happy will take him out, and 2-on-3. They do have some grenades to chuck into this bomb site. Not a kid currently picked up, so they need to find one if they want to have time for this. That's Mo picking up a kill finally, and Devil alone, MP9 in hand. If he needs to escape, he should probably try and find a rifle, otherwise there's not much point in running away, I guess. And that flashbang not going to help him out. Instead, Doja picking up a triple kill and sort of making up for throwing away the AK in the previous round.
He's making the difference, that's for sure. I mean, Doja's perfectly capable. I mean, we've seen some crazy aim from him in the past. But then there was, it's just the motivation, right? The motivation seemed to get to him. There was always that kind of floating around that he wasn't working as hard. He wasn't putting in the hours of the DM. And so he kind of dropped off. He does still have that aim. It's in him. It's like hardwired into him. So if EnVy give him the chance, it's going to be brutal. But right now, Mo is so consistent at hitting. He's tagging NBK at least nearly every time as he tries to make his way towards that B site.
Yeah, a little bit scary because Apex has a scout in the middle. They should just try and avoid that. But Mo actually going to be taking him out. Good job there. Shot through the wall. And they do clear up Catwalk as well. There's Hooch helping out and taking out Kenny.
A very quick split onto A, and they're hungry for more. They're just going to go ahead, drop. NBK will be able to pick up a tag, at least, on the man in CT, but he will get overrun. And it's a perfect anti-eco round coming out this time for Gambit. They lead 3-1. And right now, they're just looking so good. EnVy, they have another round of eco ahead of them as well, so it's not like it's going to get any easier here for the Frenchman. And there's just so much pressure on EnVy.
Yeah, no, it is true, and I mean maybe especially on Kenny or on this map, you need to have him have the AWP and have a real effect with it.
The position he's playing on the map as well is a pretty common opping spot. I mean, he's playing cars at long. It's pretty much where you want to have your anchor opper. He's just going to sit there with the op and look towards Catwalk. But for that, he needs to actually survive. Well, that's sick. Devil, he gets 2 kills at Longhouse with the P250 up close. So he makes it interesting here. EnVy rotating onto the side. They might be in a position to actually win again. It's a 2-on-2, and now it's still a 2-on-2 as Happy picks up 1 Deagle kill. But he's going to get split.
A little bit scary right now. Happy goes down with a grenade. Otherwise, he's in a good position to take that fight for quite a long time, actually. And MBK getting jumped on while reloaded. That's Mo taking matters into his own hands. And that will be 4-1. But this start from Devil is pretty good. I like this. You know what? I'm surprised they managed to get Doja into a sort of a team shirt that doesn't have a hoodie on it.
But he still wears the Under Armour, right? You notice that? He started wearing that like a year ago, and he still wears the Under Armour every time.
Something like that. There are so many good memes involving Doja, I feel like.
The ex-god.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? So the tweet we had on the screen during the analyst section, that the guy had voted for Doja for the CSGO god, and immediately my mind thought, is that like a really elaborate troll? I don't know. 6th round is coming up though, and we do have Kenny with the AWP. So there's going to be more than just a couple of fans out there excited for that one. Kenny definitely has one of the strongest sort of individual fan followings in the game, has to. And for good reason too, but we will see if he could step it up here. I myself am a firm believer that the real Kenny S will be back one day.
If EnVy ever allow him, that is.
Yeah, but I'm not even sure that's the full problem. There's more to it than that, I think.
There are definitely layers. There are definitely layers to it. Nice trades. Both players missing, but still. Very close call there. Nice prediction from Mo. Kenny, he had the opportunity, but he misses the shot. So a little bit of information gain there for Kenny. And he's actually going to decide to smoke up long, but not before a man sneaks out. Still, solid work from Devil. Trades off, takes out Hooch. Kenny will pick off Doja in the meantime. And it's a 2-man advantage now for EnVy going into the A take here coming in from Gambit.
Good shot from Kenny there. Pretty standard stuff that you should be able to hit. Adren being maybe a little bit too aggressive for him. I think he was not expecting that, and he's going to be going down. Apex showing up on the spot. Motorfall last, and EnVy will win the round. So pretty good stuff there, making it to 4-2.
Yeah.
So just the second round being picked up here. Currently top fragging is actually both the Kazakhstani players here on Gambit, Adrian and Mo. They've been sort of a couple for a while, it seems. Seem to be following each other around a bit.
Yeah, real tough call there for Adrian. Have to remember, Adren, NA, Adrian, Kazakhstan. But Adrian really, he struggled a little bit there just because if he could pick up that kill versus Apex, that changes the whole round. So real duel-heavy kind of style coming in from EnVy. It's pretty much what we expect of them. Because everybody there in that round, it looked like they were all kind of just on their own. Kenny and Devil, that was like the most teamwork that seemed to happen there between, or on the CT setup. Adrian this time will find NBK. That's out on B, and it single-handedly opens up the B site. Adrian, both kills. Happy going to try and flash his way through the smoke into mid. Will spot the man at headshot box, but it's too late for him to get onto the site.
This is so interesting, isn't it? 3 versus 5. And what Adrian just did is something that's so classic to him. It's something that somehow he seems to have sort of made his own, which is just walking into bomb sites without really getting caught. The best illustration that we have of it is on Mirage, on the A bomb site, walking out of the apartments. He seems to do it without any notice, just always finds the right timing. It's a bit weird, a little bit unnerving almost, but he has a pretty good track record of doing that. And it could just be that he's the only one who sort of attempts it, so most teams know that people won't be that crazy. This time I think he sort of walked through a smoke because they had that up and they just weren't ready for it, so really good timing on his front, and obviously the round are going to go in favor of Gambit here.
A remarkably ugly duel there. Happy getting caught in mid, and now his teammates are boxed in on CT. Doja's already cleared out long, so Gambit, no, it comes down to how hard they want to fight this. Hooch is going to find the one, and there will be no saving for Envy this round. 3 players survive the round for Gambit. They can't save the off. That's a little unfortunate. Hooch has the money to buy one if they need it. But solid work coming out from Gambit. And yeah, we just get the full glory there of Adrian just walking out onto the B site. Envy are going to be kicking themselves. And where was the smoke? Where were the nades to stop it or to try and buy some time for Envy? Didn't see an HE, a Molotov, a smoke,
They
nothing.
had a smoke up behind him.
They had a smoke up, so he managed to lurk his way through.
He walked through it.
Brutal.
Yeah, and again, like, I mean, you feel like 9 times out of 10, you just instantly die, but somehow he specifically seems to find really good timing for it, and that obviously shouldn't be the case. I mean, it should be the case that if you just if you get enough players to walk through the smokes, it'll be pretty much a random distribution to who gets killed and who doesn't. But maybe it's just all in our minds, but it feels like Adrian is very good at finding those timings.
He's a monster. Been a long day, long time since we've seen him play on the wooden PC.
Yeah,
but
hopefully never again.
Hopefully never again, because this is the Doja will get actually caught out by Apex, and now 2 layers of defense here. Apex with the second kill. Kenny S chimes in, takes out Adrian, and now they're just getting whittled down. Gambit, they walk out into the open and just run into a firing squad of pistols.
Yeah, and I mean the plan almost appeared to be everyone gets a turn to fight at the corner, but only one at a time. Gotta be gentlemen about it. That's definitely not the right approach. They also did have the smoke up for the cross, but they waited until that smoke had faded, and then they went to the corner to take individual fights. No real explaining that, and obviously I think you saw Space sort of with a inadvertent jump. You could clearly tell that was not meant to be the case. So, yeah. Mo needs to probably either run really far away or die in the next 15 seconds, because that's a bit of a dangerous spot to hide in.
I'd say run away, right? Just because he should have the money for the nades, or at least he has money for a couple flash grenades in the next round. So if he just saves this AK, he'll have a couple of flash grenades, he'll have some utility to work with, and I mean, there's really no chance for him to actually run into this. But Envy, man, this is just a huge round for them to win. An eco round, and they say 4 AKs. So their money has just been rejuvenated in the space of 1 round. They don't even have to spend any of it, managing to upgrade rifles or anything like that. They're just set. This is Envy's big chance. They just got a huge break here in the first half. 5-3, Gambit in the lead. But Envy now with a real chance to turn the tide.
Most definitely. Gambit are going to be buying up, including that AWP, but we haven't really seen too much out of him, and he has, like, in my opinion, at least a slightly different style of opening from most players. So these kind of shots, in fact, where people cross, are the ones that he's very good at hitting. He's very much sort of just hold an angle, get a kill on someone, walking in front, but not so much to sort of run in and peek people who are holding up a specific spot. So we'll see if that's going to work out for him later on in this round. Still over a minute left here. Devil playing a little bit alone down on long. Dosha on the other side there.
It's looking like it's time to try and force the split here from Gambit. They've got that cat control. They have not committed the bomb just yet to Catwalk, but they do have the man Adrian working his way back towards mid doors. He's going to be able to hop up onto Catwalk through the headshot box, and it will just be Gambit trying to bum rush onto the site. They have a bare minimum of nades to work with. A couple of smokes and a couple of flashes to make this push happen, and Hooch is going to be the one to start things off. Smoke down into CT, it looks like.
We'll see. He's going to land around the corner. Kenny is up on the site, though. Hooch makes it down, but Happy was there catching the edge of him. Kenny will be going down. Didn't have the WP. Space hasn't had too much fun in this first half yet, but that's a very important kill that he managed to make through there. And Dosha sneaking around. Devil, no chance of knowing, but Dosha actually missing the shot. That could have lost on the round if he hadn't got that kill. Adrian going to be picking up Apex, and it will be Happy and NBK left, just trying to see if they could sneak their way out. I mean, they should be anyway. 2 versus 4. They're actually sticking around. I think that's slightly mad. Going to be getting a kill in there on Mo, but still not that much time left here. And a 2 versus 3 still as NBK goes down, all on Happy.
And he just doesn't have the time. He's caught in a crossfire. He has to worry about Doja over at Pit. So he knows there's a man on the site. Sure, that's great. He's just not going to be able to root him out of there without getting shot in the back. And right now, he's kind of hoping that he's going to be able to back off and save this AK.
Oh, wow. That must have been real close, because the blast radius of the bomb is... It's not that far. With 100 HP, if you're standing on catwalk, you can actually survive the bomb blast, assuming it's planted sort of in the site and not all the way by the boxes. But so I thought maybe in CT spawn he'd be all right. It must have been fairly close to him living. 6-3 though.
I would just kill to have the comms for Envy right now, just to hear what are the calls being made. Considering it's Devil that's calling the shots, not Happy. You guys can see Devil sitting in the middle. Happy, well, that's not always a clear indicator of who's handling the in-game leading, but Happy's been kind of like relegated over to the side.
I feel like time is sort of running out for Envy to figure out how to make this work, especially in the sense that you know, there's a lot of stuff coming up real soon.
Well, the major's what, a week away. I mean, you can't, if you're Envy, you can't go out twice in the groups. That's unforbidden, like, just it can't happen. So yeah, I mean, you can't be struggling against a team of Gambit's caliber. You have to be able to shut down Gambit, and I mean, just move on from there. It should be the battle between Envy and VP to top this group. But right now, I mean, Gambit are putting up an excellent fight in this first half. Envy are clearly struggling. Envy have gone for the force buy in this round. They managed to sneak a scout onto NBK again. Not necessarily a bad thing. Couple of rifles, but Happy has to skimp a little bit and save that and use the CZ75. Kenny, he's again got that angle on Cars, but there's the flash, deep flash, forces him off the angle. And Kenny, I mean, he turns away. Perfect timing for him to turn away and dodge another flash, but that gives Gambit access to the site. Happy though, huge impact from him. 2 kills, he basically saves the day.
The plant is 4 short, and as long as Doja's holding middle, there is a pretty good chance they can still defend this, even being a man down. It's a real shame they don't have any kind of Molotov or anything. Space being very aggressive right now. I think a little bit too much for my taste. And oh no! NBK with a jumping scout shot to take out Adrian. And, well, Doja can't do anything to stop this bomb from being defused. Even if they don't have the kit, that's just not going to happen. So, will be the round here for Envy. I don't know why Space thought he had to be that aggressive.
And what a bizarre setup. The bomb is planted for catwalk. So you lose Moo, and you lose, I mean, Adrian is there long enough, but yeah, Space challenging on the site, and Doja on long. I mean, they just, as soon as Adrian goes down, they have no way to keep control of that site. They have no way to stop Envy from running up and defusing the bomb.
Yeah, and I guess Doja rotating long sort of makes sense, because they could sort of crossfire them between catwalk and long, right? It's just that they needed to play for time then, and they obviously weren't. A little bit confusing, I think.
And, well, Kenny, we'll see if he comes alive here and start getting that shutdown rolling on catwalk. Right now, he did seem just a little shaky in that last round, following him from his perspective.
Now, one thing you've got to notice in the first 10 rounds that we've seen here is there's not been a single round really where Envy have tried to be aggressive anywhere. They haven't done like a double boost to catwalk, no pushes into upper, no crazy rushes up middle or anything like that. They are playing very, very defensively. And I worry about that. Like, if you think about the sort of the best version of Envy that we ever saw in this game was one that was very aggressive and very sort of, yeah, dynamic and just all over the place, right? So this sort of reined in, very calm style that just sort of seems to take a couple of positions. I'm not sure if I'm 100% on board with it.
No, not a huge fan. I mean, that's confidence driven, right? If you're going to play that ultra aggro style in general, you know that you're the better team. You're just going to take the fight to them. Smoke goes down to block off CT, and now Kenny has been effectively removed from the equation. He's going to have to try and run in, and Apex sets a nice flash up for himself, but completely fluffs the spray, at least the first time around. He will get 2 kills out of it, and Kenny can finally chime in to take out Doja. It's all on NBK now, crouching at the back of Plateau, and Adrian not going to be able to hunt him down. He gets picked off with some good peekaboo play there coming in from NBK. But still, yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right to point that out. It's so scary when you're playing that way. Ah, Scream. Bit of a shout out.
I was going to say a little love for his French brothers, but he's Belgian, so just might even make sense. But yeah, I like the fact that Scream is watching these games and keeping an eye on what's going on. I mean, out of all the players who were exiled from sort of some of the original really good French lineups, it seemed like Scream was the furthest out. You know, he'd really been far out of it. Wasn't even playing in any team, it seemed, and just no one seemed interested in picking him up. And now suddenly, a very good spot. Space in the middle, going to be going down, and Mo to follow up there. Good double kill for Happy, who's definitely putting a lot of kills on the scoreboard right now. 5 versus 3 here.
Yeah, a little bit of initial pressure, but Apex stabilizes. NBK with the aggressive peeks into mid. Will get the double spray in the end. They line up for him. And that's the kind of old school NBK Envy that we need to see, right? It's the kind of team that if they knew you were ecoing, they weren't waiting around. They were charging you down, beating you up. Apex, when was the last time we saw Apex push top mid, right? It's very weird to be seeing such, you know, passive play. You're right to be pointing that out. You know, such passive play from Envy. I mean, the thing is like G2, at least, you know, G2 you can cheer for right now. Envy, they need to show us that you can cheer for because Iceland is about to wreck France. And so, you know, it's the CS teams that really have to carry the weight right now for France.
Ooh. See, I don't know enough about football to follow that up, but I'll take your word for it. I know they did beat England, which is obviously a bit shocking.
You hear that it's not that hard, though, to beat England. So, I mean.
Well, Devil going to be going down here. It seems like Gambit trying to pick up a 7th round for themselves. We do have a tied scoreline right here. Kenny very low on health. This is a dangerous position to be in, very commonly naded. Trying to see if he can make it back out. You see those tracers right around his head. But he's going to survive for the moment. He's been, I think, considering that Gambit's actually been very good at shutting Kenny down in this game so far. They've had so many good grenades to take care of him. He's sort of doing all right. I think he has 9 kills right now. So generally speaking, he's not doing too bad. Yeah, 9 for him right there. Apex waiting at the edge, Space trying to shoulder peek that, but fails and drops the bomb. And there's Kenny picking up a 10th kill. And that will be 7-6.
There we go. I'm just I'm wondering how many of those kills have happened with the AWP, and also the thing is why I'm not a huge fan of where Kenny plays. It's like, okay, play cars a couple rounds, but then you have to start changing it up because teams are so accustomed to dealing with AWPers. Like Cajun B comes to mind. You know, the kind of guys who really just that is my spot, and I'm not going to move from that spot. I'm literally going to sit here and dodge nades all day. Like you need to actually be a little bit more versatile in your setup and how you're going to use Kenny. In my opinion, because Gambit, they should know how to set up flashes to block out and operate at cars. They should know how to put the smokes down to make his life difficult. And they should know how to get a barbecue going as well. Kenny, he roasts Hooch.
We are on the south, so it's only fitting. Apex picking up a great triple there to try and make their way through. And that's going to be an 8th round here for Envy. It's obviously no equipment going into that round for Gambit. This time they will have. Let's see if they could figure something out here. Doja, is he going to drop an AWP for Mo? I'm wondering.
Are they making fun of Apex or something? Like, Apex is just not smiling. You got Nex, and, you know, well, they're kind of giggling at him, and then Apex is like, nope, just focused, not talking at all.
Yeah, like Apex outside of the game is just like a very cheerful and happy person. I feel like he's one of the people who takes his own sort of responsibility to do well very seriously. Like, he's super self-critical, almost, I think, maybe too much sometimes, but he definitely worries a lot about whether or not he himself is performing well. We do have the auto sniper being picked up at MBK. It looks like Adren wants to make a really quick play here while Happy is just trying to slide up the box there. Kenny picking up a kill on Doja, but the smokes go in once again, and Happy to follow up on that flashbang, getting a double kill, and now he just has to stay alive for a moment if he can.
Yeah, it's that 1-2 combination. This is where it really shines. Beautiful work there from Mo to pick up the first. He's going to spot out Happy on the edge. Clean him out as well. Still a man advantage, though, for Envy, although as I say that, Hooch catches Apex on CT slope, and we're into NBK and Devil now with the retake. One coming from long, and one going to be moving up catwalk, so they're going to look to try and split this site, but they have no nades to work with to make their lives easier.
They have an auto sniper, and that does help a lot. It just does so much damage, and that's going to be a 2nd kill as well, making it 9-6 in favor of Envy. And I've got to say, I think that's actually way too much of a good scoreline for them. I think Gambit has given up way too many rounds here in the first half.
Yeah, somehow, some way about halfway through the half, it kind of dropped off. Gambit, you know, they weren't able to start keeping control of EnVyUs' economy, keeping them low. They also, I mean, Gambit also got a little bit of a lucky break. They won an eco round as well. So, I mean, that definitely kind of wrecked things. But that EnVyUs just wrecked them right back. I think the turning point is really when Envy get that P250 save, like not even like a Tech 9 Kevlar, or Tech 9 obviously on CT is not going to work, but a 5.7 Kevlar Deagle, anything like that. No, it's like P250s, and then they save 4 AKs, and then it seems to just shift from there. That was the big moment for Envy. But we'll see. It's not done yet. Gambit definitely capable of getting the lockdown going on CT side does too. So we'll find out how it plays after the break.
The amount of deep playoffs runs they had.
Second half here, a lot of noise in my ears. All of a sudden, very confusing. We do have Envy here with a 3-round lead up against Gambit. Second half on Dust, who is coming in. See if it's going to be interesting or not.
They aren't even hot micing us. They're hot micing the green room right now.
Now, that is dangerous.
That is like super dangerous.
There is a rule that says what happens in the green room stays in the green room so that all of us don't lose our jobs immediately. It will be all USPs, it seems, not a single upgraded pistol or anything else there coming out of Gambit, and no one either for Envy. They've just put Apex with a couple of flashbangs and a single smoke to try and see if he could do something, so it'll be interesting to see what they have in mind.
And Hooch is only going so aggressive because he knows that Adrian is up here. But look at this, man. No fear, no respect. They're just taking the fight straight to Envy, pushing all the way up to top mid, and Adrian fluffs it, doesn't pick up a kill. Moo is there to take out Kenny, though. So it is back into a 4-on-4. Both teams taking damage. And when the dust settles, it actually favors EnVyUs, unless there was a moment. There was a moment where Doja could have turned it back, but Devil survives with 50 HP.
Hooch is in position, but he's very low on health, and that's a big problem here. Does have the box to cover him, but a single bullet is going to take him out. And that might unleash Envy onto this A-bomb site. Mo, though, is down there on long. And again, I think a slightly underrated player at the moment. See if he could maybe do something, because I don't think Hooch is going to be the main defense right now. They are trying to make the cross. Hooch peeking up. That's a fantastic headshot, though. Looking for more and almost getting it. Doja picking up a kill on Apex. And now Bomb will be down, but it's a 2-on-3. And Doja, easy kill. Devil standing right up in it. And Space to pick out Happy. So that's going to be the round for Gambit here. Very important, I think, for them.
The slowest lurk in the history of lurks from Happy ends up biting them. I mean...
Did Doja cough on his hands and high five? I may be imagining that. Either way, I feel like when you're teammates, you go through some weird stuff. I mean, that's just what it is, isn't it?
You share hotel rooms together. You share food. You share germs. Whatever. There you go. Sometimes hand sanitizer, man.
There are so many bad ways I feel we could go with this.
Absolutely, man.
Not even try.
Absolutely. I mean... Dodging that, I mean, there's a few bad things here, such as Envy going for the force buy.
Ask Richard what it's like to share a hotel room with DDK. And Trent going to be coming around the corner, but he ends up going down. Hooch with a grenade kill so far, but this is a great round for Envy. They've got 3 kills and only lost Apex. a trade they definitely are happy to make. Space and Mo are left, probably trying to see if they can get back in here and get a couple of kills. The bomb has gone down, but there's still a chance they could win this round, a very slim one.
They don't have any HEs or incendiaries. That would make life easy for them here, Gambit, in this retake. But if they keep peeking one after another, it's all going to fall apart. Envy, they get the bomb down. They have the afterplant. And yet somehow, Spaze is able to walk up and get a quad kill in the retake. Unbelievable. Envy are going to be kicking themselves. They know that they had that within their grasp.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like some rounds can almost be so successful in the beginning that the sort of success you experience in backfires a little bit. You think, oh, great, we've totally got it, and then you just forget about playing basic Counter-Strike, which is not good.
Playing for the plant. They can't tap the bomb on the other side of the boxes, right? Catwalk. I mean, Happy really tried to force it there. Kenny going to get spotted. That's the the scout coming into play, basically. Moo getting a nice shot in from mid, and he's looking towards lower now, where, oh, he unscopes just as the man comes around the corner. That's a little bit frustrating. Apex could have taken a bullet to the face. Instead, he's going to take a flash. Still, nice peek coming in from Mo. He's so deadly right now at these mid doors. He just keeps landing shot after shot. He's going to get the follow-up onto Kenny. That's from earlier. He got the tag. And now Apex, oh, nearly hits it. Mo coming way too close.
Yeah, he's all the time aware that there could be people trying to rush him down, so he doesn't want to get too close and commit too far. But he's going to get the kill on Devil as well, drops the bomb in the middle. Still re-peeking against this Deagle I'm a little bit worried about. I think he's getting a bit too overzealous right now. This scout could be safe for a long time. There's no point in throwing anything away just for the sake of getting a couple more kills.
Oh, what is going on? I feel like we've been watching this ongoing battle for like 40 seconds now, and none of Gambit are rotating anywhere, trying to push anywhere. When he's spotting like 2 players in mid, nobody from Gambit pushing. Hooch will be able to shut down NBK. That was an upper dark. Mo gonna miss the shot onto Apex, who's already been tagged down to 15 HP. Happy's got 57, and he's got the bomb. But unfortunately for him, Hooch has not rotated off the site, and that's the bomb dropped in upper dark now. So it's all on Apex, 1v4, looking for the 1-Deeg. Well, with 30 seconds left, I mean, he's got the time to hunt. He's got the time to try and make it happen.
Oh, I kind of wish... Apex has a really good idea in mind, because he knows they have a scout, so he's thinking maybe instead of peeking window, he's going to jump peek that wall. So that's kind of a good... I mean, that's an accurate read, I would say. Just didn't work out this time. Kenny with the AWP and Mo with 1 on his side. And I like to see a slightly more aggressive Kenny here, you know? He is playing, like we said, very defensively. All of them were on the CT side. But now, why not step it up a little bit?
Kenny's looking for the gap shot. There's the jump, and there's the shot. Nicely done from Kenny. Drops Space down to 44 HP. And so this actually gives them a little bit of room to go off, or basically to work with here for EnVyUs. Now they know there's a man who's low on B site, so this might influence their call going into the mid round where they might want to try and go for a B split. They know that their job is slightly easier over there. But they're still going to go into a default setup, and they're still going to be thorough in clearing out the map. Apex not going to go up to Catwalk, and instead it looks like EnVyUs are just gearing up for a straight up... this is a very straightforward approach now coming in from them. Because the smoke goes up, and now they could just wait out the smoke and try and charge through. And it looks like Kenny might be actually given some time here to work with his AWP. We'll see if he can actually find a pick to open things up.
Yeah, the only dangerous thing about going up here is that Space still has his Molotov, so if you are wrong on the timing, you could get zoned out a bit and the push becomes staggered, so we'll see if that's going to happen or not. Happy still holding over at long, so makes you wonder if they're worried that Gambit's going to be pushing aggressively. Oh, but that's a shot from Kenny. Great stuff there. Could have even been a second kill on Hooch, who's in a lot of trouble right now.
He's alone, and they are just going to push right behind this. Everybody here from Kenny, well, from Kenny, starting with Kenny and the rest of Envy, they're going to go charging out onto the site. Free bomb plant for them. They even have the nades left over to stop Hooch from being able to get in here to have an impact on the round. Instead, it's going to have to be him just waiting for his teammates to rotate in from mid. And, well, naturally, Happy is the one who's waiting, trying to cover lower dark. So we'll see if somebody decides to run into his crosshairs anytime soon here.
Happy with a kill that's going to settle the round. There's no point in Gambit going for it anymore. It was even questionable as to whether or not they should have done it in 4 versus 5. But ultimately, it doesn't really work out. Basically, what goes wrong, what happens in a round like this, and I'll explain it in a bit. We'll just see if they can all survive. And they should be able to survive the round, no problem. But the real problem that they were experiencing in a round like this, Gambit, is because Envy are essentially pushing in through upper dark, we end up in a situation where the only thing they could do, as soon as they lose space down, as soon as they use space in the bomb site, Hooch goes out to check the middle, and they're hoping that it's going to be a mid-split, because then they have one coming in from CT spawn, and they have Hooch coming in from B. If they could get 1 or 2 kills in middle, then they could refocus on the B bomb site and go back and deal with that. So they kind of do that and don't find anyone middle, because Happy, very smartly, I think, was holding back here. And that sort of denies the whole play. Then they've just given up the B bomb site for nothing. They don't get anything in return. So, yeah, just a bit of a shame for Gambit, obviously, but great stuff for Envy. That couldn't have worked out better, really.
That's ideal. I mean, especially, well, it doesn't work. It works pretty good when you've got your boy Kenny with the AWP opening things up for you. That's going to make life real easy. Things can get complicated, though, because Hooch is pushed into lower dark, and there's a flank coming in from upper now. His teammates, MBK, calling it out to him, but Apex turns away from the push coming in from Hooch. Apex is going to be wondering what the hell's going on. If Kenny was watching mid, how the hell does Hooch get into lower dark like that? Still, only a 1-for-1 trade, so this isn't over yet for Envy in the round. Nice aggression from Gambit, though. This is really going to put EnVyUs on edge. Because now they can't get comfortable. Now they realize, right, okay, Gambit, they're willing to push us at any time.
It could end up wasting a lot of time, you're right. Suddenly they have to check a lot of things. Or they could have tried to react really quickly to it if they had the manpower over it long. If you know there are 3 people in upper and lower dark, maybe you just try and go for it. Adrian picking up a good kill, but nice return from Kenny, who is alone on catwalk with the bomb. That makes me a little bit worried.
Agreed. A little nervous. And he's actually going to go for the peak, and now the bomb is committed to catwalk. Rotations coming out from Hooch. He's going to put himself in a position where he can watch mid, try and get eyes on catwalk. Happy, so slow getting up there. But Mo's already got the angle with the AWP. Are there any nades left? Yes, 2 smokes left here for EnVyUs to work with. So they can still try and get a smoke down, be sneaky about it, get that bomb back up, but they don't have much time to work with. 25 seconds left. So NBK, he's gonna clear out Long. He spots Doja at cars, but unfortunately doesn't land the shot. And Mo now has to worry about Long, but he won't for long. Especially because Happy picks him off. Happy with the follow-up attempt. Had he picked that shot up, it could have been big. That could have been the round right there. But instead, Mo, he's gonna hit that shot on NBK. And really, Kenny, I mean, this is like Kenny of old, though. He's just like, I'm so confident in my ability to open things up that I will take this fight. Even though my teammates are all the way on the other side of the map right now.
Yeah, but it doesn't look like Kenny, you know, like the sort of the swiftness, the killer instinct. I don't say it's gone, but like I said, it's been sort of a while. I think it'll be back though. I don't think he's going to be out of it forever. But the scoreline is 10-10, and Envy gotta be worried about that, especially because they don't really have a lot of equipment here. They have bought pretty much whatever they can. Happy with an AK as well. Adrian picking up 1, following up as well. 3 bullets left, and it is going to be a kill. Really good stuff here for the Kazakhstanian player. And now Happy going down as the last man. And that's Gambit taking the lead at 11-10, winning 5 out of the last 6 rounds here on the second half.
And it's still been pretty consistent across the board here for Gambit. Adrian still leads the way with the kills. Mo right behind him, but it's still mid to high teens across the board for everybody. There's nobody really, you know, hanging back, not really getting the job done. On EnVyUs' side, it's pretty much the same story, apart from Devil, who seems to be lagging a little bit behind. But I mean, very even match so far. And as I say that, Mo's going to find the pick on Kenny to start things off. And Mo, again, he's just dominating this mid portion of the map. Flash is going to allow Apex to push into lower dark, but Mo is quick and he manages to get out of it. And so they maintain that man advantage, Gambit. This should be, well, apart from Doja wanting to go aggressive at Long House, that could actually come back to haunt them.
Good flash combo there to allow Apex to pick up the kill, but they don't know about Doja yet. Now they are definitely going to know. That's Apex going down. Bit of a shame. Doja could just fall back and play it safe, but he's going to look for more headshots as Envy are trying to look for a bomb plant here. It looks like they're going to be successful. Adrian actually can't stop that, so big round win here for Envy. Not a lot invested, getting a kill, getting a bomb plant, and Happy not going to get anything. Still a triple kill for Doja, and we will be looking at a 12-10 scoreline.
The perfect time from that man right there on your screen to push off from Long House. As soon as Mo goes down, he's thinking, right, they might be going for that quick B split, some kind of split play through mid. If I get in behind them, this could work. And it does actually pan out nicely. EnVyUs, and they kind of just sack. I think that Happy heard Doja push, and then he communicated that. But then they focused on Catwalk and just left Apex alone to deal with it. Not really sure what happened there with Envy, if that was communicated or not. But it does look like a timeout. Tactical. as well, not a technical.
I mean, you only get one, so now it's not a bad time to. They're only 2 rounds behind, so it's not at the point where you're so tilted that you can never come back, right? So maybe this can work out. There is a decent amount of money on Gambit, though, and they will be buying into this one, including Kenny, who could buy the AWP. Where is he spawned? That's always an interesting question. Sort of in the middle of the site, so or the middle of the zone. So won't really be running for long, I guess. What's I mean,
Seeing a lot of head shaking coming out of NBK right now. But NBK is more of a NBK. What happens with him is he tends to come into these timeouts into halftime, etc. He's not really giving too much on like the tactical side of things. He's really just trying to big his teammates up and get them believing in themselves again, right? Like he's that kind of, I don't want to say leader, but that's how he has an impact on the team. So he's like, I can hear him right now. He's just saying, you have to run. You have to run. You can't stop. You have to run. Like it's just stuff like that where it's just like reminding his teammates, like, right, this is kind of what you have to do to make a T-side work, guys.
I was going to say, I don't want him saying stuff like that because I feel like that should be self-evident at this point. But it is weird, isn't it? Like, how do top players forget things like that? And that's why whenever I sort of wish we could take the word confidence and break it down and sort of specify even further exactly what it means. But maybe that could be a sort of an interesting quest in the future to try and figure out how do players feel about that aspect of the game.
Happy's just like, shut up, NBK. I don't actually care about what you have. Just got a little something here real quick. Let me get it out. What is that?
Oh, no.
All right, then I think I could have swore I heard Hastro. Hold on. Yeah, he's actually here. I thought I heard a laugh there.
Yeah.
Oh, we showed Lake earlier. We should show Hastro at some point, just so you guys know what I'm talking about. The owner of Envy is here.
We had Jason Lake, and we got Mike as well. Definitely a good time. Yeah, maybe they're debating, should we have played a little bit less Overwatch before coming to this? Is that the problem? I don't know, man. Don't know.
I don't know. MBK tweets a lot about COD these days. He's got that Scuff Gaming handset.
Right,
What's it called?
Right. No,
controller.
I know exactly. We do the custom-made controllers. Yeah, I know what you mean.
There you go.
23rd round is coming up here, and still an open game, I would say. Envy, they should be pretty good at this T side, I hope. So just need to find something that works. While Adrian is pushing up very aggressively, but Devil is on the other side. He's sort of seeing this coming. He's got the AK and does a little bit of damage, spots it out, and that in itself is enough, but they weren't expecting Doge. Happy's even there, sort of slightly guarding it, but there's not even going to be any kind of a return, so that's got to be very frustrating for Devil.
This is where Devil needs to like walk across and actually just slap Happy real quick, because you're both watching the same angle. Apex and Happy will bring it back, so Happy kind of redeems himself there. Apex will lead the way, but that's really frustrating as far as the setup is concerned. Devil is counting on Happy to watch long house so that he can watch top mid. So a little bit of a breakdown there in the setup for Envy, but still, they managed to stabilize. They have the man advantage now. Still good nades to count on as well. Mo up close, point blank will shut down Happy. But the bomb is not lost. It's still out at top mid. So, I mean, now we have to see where Envy want to go from here. 3 versus 3.
The way that Mo runs down so long, you think he's dead. Like, he's making a lot of noise. He's got an AWP close range. He obviously needs time to scope, and still, that somehow works out. But Adrian coming into it with a kill on Apex there. 35 seconds as they're trying to make their way up long, and actually somehow all of Gambit have rotated into the B bomb site. So now might be a time to smile a little bit if you're an Envy fan, because they've just been given a chance. But that shot from Adrian, that's through the smoke as well. Not the AWP, just the M4 to take one down. This would be a good time for Kenny to show that he's still got it. It's a 1-on-3. He's got the AWP, and they're going to be creeping in from all angles. He's got a lot to cover, and they have time because they do have the kit. He's looking a little bit down and long here. And Kenny, there's the first fight, taking down Space. Mo trying to jump. He's going to miss that shot, and he goes down to Adrian. That's a third kill coming in, and he's right now doing extremely well. 22 kills right now on Adrian. Definitely running away a little bit with the show. Man, that was Envy being given a big chance there, and they just couldn't follow through on it.
No, and it can't really come down to like a 1v3 like that, especially. Oh, that's just brutal, brutal. But I think the biggest thing here for Envy are just like, what is going on? We're 3-on-3, and they're pushing all over the place. Like, these guys, they show no fear. EnVyUs are expecting these guys to be playing from the bomb sites, waiting for them to set up, and then the fight happens on the bomb site, not on catwalk at mid, where Adrian is just like, hey, sup? shoots him in the face. That's not supposed to happen. So EnVy, they've got to be feeling real confused right now because this is just an ultra-aggressive CT style that's coming out from Gambit. Not going according to plan. But, I mean, Mo, again, it's either Hooch or it's Mo, but somebody's peeking into lower dark almost every round, and there's the shot. This time, Mo not going to hit it. Mo is not going to hit it, rather.
They're pretty good with the flashbangs to get rid of that position, but just 3 more rounds for Gambit here, and EnVy are going to be left feeling maybe a little bit cheated. Kenny's in the middle. Could be another B split coming out. If they check Catwalk and don't go for it, my guess would be that that could be the plan here.
Crisp teamwork there. That's nice.
Yeah, they've been pretty good at that. I feel like they're doing all right. I just feel like there's a lack of commitment to whatever they're doing. Like we're not seeing that really explosive sort of aggressive style coming out. Grenades are coming in, jumping down into CT spawn and almost catching, or actually will be catching Adrian. Hooch going to be going down as well, so a good 2-for-1 trade here. Space charging out and dropping the bomb for a moment. There's still a 2-on-3.
And Happy hears the footsteps. Or he should have been close enough to hear the footsteps. He certainly does hear it now. Going to drop right behind Mo. Easy kill for him. Picks off the Opper, and now it's Doja in a 1v3. And Doja really could, all he can really hope for here is to pick off Happy and maybe pick up that AWP, try and save that. Best case is that he saves his M4, but we'll see how he decides to play it. Seems like, yeah, he wants to drop on the edge of the boxes. If he can actually make his way down to pick up that AWP, that would be pretty huge for him. But Apex has got it now, so there really shouldn't be much of a chance here for Doja.
Just a great mid to B split that also features the dropout from Catwalk. That's very hard to deal with. So quite a good job there on EnVy, I would say. Putting a little bit of tactics into it as well.
Yeah, timing as well. Like that's key to have the proper timing to actually make that play happen. Still, somehow, okay, there's an NBK there to save the day. I was about to say, if Doja waited this entire time and he still kills the man with the AWP, that would have been nuts. But yeah, it was Apex. Huge round for him in the end, really. 2 kills, both of them key.
Looking quite focused at the moment.
We really haven't seen much B action either from EnVy so far on this T side for them, so it's good to see that they're capable of changing it up. They aren't getting too predictable, just hitting A non-stop. You need to spice it up sometimes, Anders. Head towards the voluptuous ladder to make it happen there.
Mo is in the middle, and again, being very aggressive here, but he's not really got any backup, so Adrian finally walking in behind him. That's good news. Gonna miss the shot, though. A couple of grenades raining in. Does really no damage at all. Kenny will take him down, so a bit of a start here. So we make it 4-on-5. Flashbang in from Apex and could catch Hooch off guard. Very, very simple idea, but it works quite well.
And now they know that there's only going to be 1 man alive on this B site. They've killed off 2 of the mid players. And so NBK is waiting for the aggressive push to come into Upper Dark, and he doesn't show himself. This is brilliant. Space doesn't have a whole lot to go off of. Now he's going to be frustrated. Now the question is whether he fully commits to it, and he will. He's been spotted, though. Game is up, and NBK will find the kill for free. So now the rotation has come in. That's bought enough time for Doja to actually make his way into mid, but Kenny, still sitting at top, is going to find the kill on him. And everything has just panned out perfectly. In these last 2 rounds for EnVy, it's all fallen into place so nice and neat. They punish Gambit for going aggressive, and then they just win every duel from there on out. And now it's just Adrian, he's going to be able to save that AWP, or he should be able to at least pick it up. Now, a question of whether he's going to be able to save it or not. EnVy are really hunting aggressively for him.
Yeah, and that's a headshot as well, so no chance at all. Devil will take him down, and EnVy 1 step closer to equalizing the score here. Oh, that's a good little bit there. The grenade in front to cause a bit of a distraction. Kenny doing some work here.
Yeah, Kenny, at least now he's breaking even. 17-17, you guys can see. Having a bit of an impact in the round, 75 on average. Damage, that is. But this is EnVyUs' big chance. 12-13. They're still trailing by 1 round, but Gambit are on eco now. Kenny with a missed gap shot. That's going to be a little bit frustrating for him. But at least he managed to spot the info. Knows that this is a standard default kind of hold coming out here from Gambit. That they've spread the defense out across the map, that they aren't exactly stacking anywhere. There's nothing to really throw EnVyUs off guard. No smoke in mid, nothing like that to try and hide info. And so EnVyUs are going to go back into their kind of default hold, right? Meet default with default and then play the round out from there.
And in that kind of scenario, I'm going to favor the default that has the guns. That's just me.
Unless they get CSGO'd, in which case, well.
You never know. They are playing very, very carefully here, Envy. Again, I mean, we should credit them for it, right? It's what you're supposed to be doing if you want to be safe and all of that. It's just not a style that I identify with Envy, right? So, doesn't mean it can't work. I mean, everyone is allowed to reinvent themselves and come up with sort of a new way of playing the game. But it makes you wonder.
Oh, surprise, surprise. Ugh, long spray. That's where you kind of just clench, right? You're just like, is he gonna live?
Good round for Apex. Quad kill without taking any damage at all. And they even got the AWP there. So that ties up the scoreline at 13-13. Envy starting to come alive and get back into it. Apex with 23 kills, A2 at 24. And those are the two top fraggers on the server right now. And maybe that's going to be the battle that we'll have to look out for here. Both of them riflers, and we'll see if Apex can do something for his team to make it all the way through.
Well, this is the main thing, is right. You know, this gets brought up a lot. Apex, he's the linchpin for Envy. It's because he's the entry fragger. Right now, we have Kenny who's taking point towards Longhouse, trying to play off that spawn, trying to find a kill. But when it comes into like an execute kind of play, Apex is the one who's charging into the fight. And so, if your entry fragger is finding a kill or two every time, it makes your life a whole lot easier when you're on the T side. All of a sudden, the defense is weak, and you can charge in with the rest of your team. That's why Apex is like the linchpin for Envy, why he's so important for all of his teams, why he's always been so important for all of his teams. He is that like pure entry fragger. So right now, he's hitting shots, and that's definitely solid. That's going to be that feel-good moment there for Envy, where it's like, right, okay, Apex is doing his part. Now we need to do the rest. We need to support this guy.
Just checking out what's on Catwalk, but not finding anyone there. Gambit, almost it seems, being forced to be a little bit less adventurous. They're further back on the map. You don't see them pushing middle right now. I think they might be a little bit scared, and that's a real problem. I mean, if that was the plan going into this game, then I almost feel like they should sort of stick with it and keep the pressure up on Envy, because now that they're letting the pressure go, jumping out, was that a run boost?
That was a run boost,
wow,
yeah.
That's very impressive. And leg shot coming in on Devil, but Apex, again, opening up and now taking out Adrian, who's the top fragger on their team. So that's going to be a really good trade. The bomb is down, and it is a 4 versus 5.
For Catwalk as well. So now you just watch the likely spots. They aren't even challenging. Nothing free to come in. Devil will find a long-range shot onto Hooch. And it's Doja working his way up Catwalk, but easy pickings for Kenny when he's out in the open. Mo gonna miss his flick, and that's pretty much it. It's done. So it's all on Spaze now to survive. And Apex doesn't even let him do that. Literally jumps on his face. 3 kills for Apex in that round. And yeah, it was the run boost. Who was it that got sacked, though? Or we're following Apex. Yeah, it's Apex. He literally just throws himself. Talk about going in first, right? Just like, this is almost like a cartoon where he gets put in a cannon and they just blast him at their enemies.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. I mean, it's not easy to try and do. We've got Shocks as well watching. You got Scream earlier with the tweet. Shocks obviously used to be on the Envy lineup, but still supporting, still cheering for his old team. And that's I think that's good news. I like it.
He's a generous god. Shoxy, that is. You know, just like, hey, I've won something now with G2 after being cast out into the wild. Now I can go ahead and cheer for Envy a little bit. You know, let's see them do some work.
Time. So tactical timeout for Gambit this time around. See if they could stop what's happening and bring themselves back in the game here.
This is the frustrating one though for Gambit, because Envy, they took their tactical timeout before a full buy, right? They had 6,000 across the board. They're going to get to buy whatever they want. So whatever you come up with during that break, great. You have everything you need to back it up. Gambit, they're sitting on $3,000 across the board. So if they come out of this round into a buy, it's an awkward one. It's not an easy one. And Doja just looks perplexed, man. Like,
it's like he's trying to create more memes. You know? Just the way that could be captioned so well. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, what's the plan here? Because the problem is when you go very aggressive early in a half, and that works for a while and then it sort of stops working because they know how to shut it down, you can't go back to playing defensively and then revert to playing aggressively again. That very rarely works. So either they have to come up with a sort of a different kind of aggression, or they just need to tighten up their defense, maybe especially on that A bomb side. I feel like the B splits that have been going on was really mostly that one round, right, where they end up sort of walking right into B. It's not so much of a split, where Kenny opened it up. So I'm really curious if what Gambit are going to show us here. If they don't have the money, so probably not going to be just yet.
This is fantastic to see Envy talking this much. Because when Envy struggle, they kind of clam up. A lot of the teammates, like a lot of the players, they don't really speak too much. So it seems to fall on Apex to talk a lot, at least in the past. But everybody's talking on Envy right now. They even had the high five chain going on. So I mean, they're pumped. They're ready to take this. It's Gambit now who are definitely struggling. Three players on the B side as well to start here for Gambit. So they are trying to meet and say, right, we'll try and set a little bit of a trap here and see if the Frenchmen walk into it. They've completely left mid open for Gambit. So it's just like two extremities of the map. EnVyUs have been aggressive on both extremities, so let's see what's in store for us, except that Envy are not interested in actually giving any kind of opening here for Gambit. They're so far back on the map. Apex is pretty much the furthest one up. And he's in lower dark. NBK just now getting into upper dark from T-spawn.
It's like previous rounds here. I feel like Envy are really committed to not losing any silly rounds due to, you know, overcommitting somewhere or rushing into a bomb site or anything like that. Gambit though making a bit of noise over here, and NBK is going to be the lead man walking in. Actually, it looks like he wanted to check the top of the box there. A lot of players coming through, and so far, trading 1 for 1. Now the Deagle is out for Apex, but he's low on health. Gonna end up falling back, but that's some good confirmation. They know there were two people in that bomb site out on long. Happy waiting for Adrian to make that move. And that should be the round here. I mean, 4 on 3, yes, but the bomb is down. There's no kit. And they have that one M4 to save.
It's just bizarre. All right, well, we can talk about that. I'd love to see that round from Apex's perspective behind NBK, because what, was he holding a nade in his hand or something? Like, how does that get so far out of hand? I guess he had to run up from lower dark and he wasn't there fast enough.
No.
Still, this is awkward.
Oh, no.
No, this could be brilliant, dude. Don't go, oh, no.
Yeah.
Go, oh, yes.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about it from Envy's point of view. He does not have a kit, so if he taps it now, he won't make the defuse. He has to wait until they're a bit further away, and there it is. Kenny hears it. Going to be jumping. If he had the kit, it could have been very interesting, but now there's simply no time. Yeah, Hooch. This is the mad thing. Kenny, I actually, this is the weird part. If we look at Kenny's shot, we're going to see something really strange, which is I'm quite sure Kenny did see Hooch being close, but then he got the kill on the guy in the background, and then he probably thought, yeah, well, I don't actually know what Kenny thought. Did he think that he had just disappeared? Very confusing. Yeah, well,
just a hair-raising round, but this has been such a close first map between both of these teams. Both teams showing a lot of fight. 29th round, 13-15, Gambit trailing, looking for the 2 rounds to tie it up and take it to overtime. And they go aggressive with Adrian. He's kind of hanging around on catwalk. He isn't pushing to top mid. But Gambit have definitely kind of gone back to, right, we'll give up long. We're going to go into this 2-1-2 setup, and we'll just have Adrian kind of hanging around trying to apply some pressure to lower dark. And Apex is about to, well, no. Is he going to eat the HE? He might. It's just going to be short.
I mean, it was a tactical timeout for Envy, and then they went into a 5-round sort of win streak here. That's obviously pretty big news, and it's something we always talk about with the top teams, how that tactical timeout could really come into play. So they've made really good use of it, and that's obviously exciting to see. Gambit need to play for overtime now. Try and see if they can get themselves back in the game. Again, Apex with the flash, but not going to peek behind it this time.
Super sick flash, though, where Hooch is playing from. He's full white. Doesn't even see it coming either. It does look like they want to put some pressure on catwalk. Delayed flash. Apex goes jumping out in CT. That'll get communicated, but not before Apex can pick off Hooch. Adrian is there, but he's low on bullets, down to 2, and he has to reload. Gives some space here for Envy to work their way up onto the site. Devil looking for the flank on Adrian, but Doja's there to keep Adrian alive, and this is definitely looking better here for Gambit. Now NBK stuck at Gandalf. You shall not pass unless Happy is there to get the flank. The perfect time for Happy to step out in the open.
Yeah, that couldn't have been better. Now it's all on Mo. He's going to get the 1 kill in. Bomb, defuse. Oh, sorry, bomb can't actually cancel, but Kenny picks up the kill regardless with the Tech 9, and that's going to be 16-13 there. Looked like that could have gone horribly wrong, but Envy making it back, winning 6 rounds in a row at the end of this half to 16-13. What a way to close it out. That's going to be incredibly frustrating for Gambit because they had sort of set that game up very nicely. They were so far ahead at one point.
They were. They had control of the situation. They had broken the economy for Envy. And yeah, you can see the frustration. I mean, it's evident. They know how close they were to actually, you know, getting a pretty big upset win over Envy. Despite Envy's recent struggles, right? With the quality of player on Envy, you need to expect them to win versus Gambit. So Gambit, they definitely know that they came close, especially with this like early team play in the half. Envy just looks so shaky. So they were able to calm down. Maybe it's NBK with the pep talk during the timeout, but it made all the difference. And so we'll hear from the analyst desk after this break.
So EnVyUs take the first map in this series, but it wasn't very convincing. It was about as convincing as Moses in a two-pay. So
I'd still like to see it.
That's quite an opening line you've got there.
It's all right.
A strong opening Gambit.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, that was terrible.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow. Can we get one of them hooks?
Get one of
just
crook.
come and just
Yeah.
The teleprompter was turned off.
Problem is
my jokes weren't loaded in.
The last crook they had on this show, I mean, he had to be replaced.
That's a good one. That's actually a good one. What wasn't a good one was Team EnVyUs' performance on this map. Just really, really struggling from start to finish. And keep in mind, we set this up, Gambit, yeah, they played very well. But there was lots of rounds that really EnVyUs had to dig deep. They had to rely on ecos, mistakes from Gambit, and of course Gambit, as we had said, they're not really, they don't like to play this map a lot. It's not something that they do a great deal of.
No, they gave a great accounting for themselves, actually. I mean, what's funny is you look at this game, EnVyUs won it. I feel like the only reason EnVyUs were ever in trouble is they were constantly giving away these chances. I mean, anytime they were in a post-plant situation, they would just peak. They played with no synergy, no communication. That's the key. If I had to pick one quality for where I think EnVyUs went downhill in this game and over the last few months from their peak period, it wouldn't even be skill or any player performance. It would just be communication. They still look like they have very poor in-game communication for a pro-level team, Yeah,
there were a lot of, this round, perfectly that we just talked about up, because there are a lot of basic fundamental errors that EnVy's making that we don't see out of them. If you take the names off this, there were stretches of this match where, you might have thought this was like a North American team with some of the mistakes that they make. They're just, this is something a pro team should know. And it's gotten to the point now where I feel when we talk about EnVy, I almost want to just forget the entirety of the past and the legacy they've had in the past, because this is just such a different team now.
Well, yeah,
and if you put it in the context of where these players and this team has been, you would say this was, even in this win, this was a very ugly,
and
bad
at this stage,
win.
it doesn't matter. You're absolutely right, Moses. And I got to highlight Devil. I know people are going to say, Richard, this is crazy. This is getting a bit borderline creepy now. But this performance from him, this typifies what he's about. Just terrible ADR, really low kills. And I do not understand, because keep in mind how close this game was. Keep in mind NBK had to dig them out of this big hole several times with scout wins and auto sniper wins. And
when Apex had one of his games.
Yeah, and Apex had one of his games, and they've still narrowly won. And meanwhile, this guy is just dead weight. It's unbelievable, and he does it time and time again. Statistically, he is never up to snuff. Never.
I think that's the biggest fear in this match, was that Apex, he's always had that ability as the player. When he goes off, when he has a really good game, EnVy just wins it. And this was, against a team like Gambit, this wasn't even tier 1 competition. Apex went off. He had 28 kills. His ADR was up at the top, and they still had a very close win that they had to battle for. So that's a very worrying sign when you have a player who usually just brings you those wins in that situation. Now you still have to fight for it.
But this the thing, though. I think the position Devil's in at the moment is that I do not see what he's bringing to the team. He might be a great teammate,
Well, here's the thing. You're actually required by the bylaws of the tournament to have 5 players. It doesn't matter what anyone says about other players elsewhere and jokes. You have to actually have a human body that is warm, flesh and blood, has a pulse, sitting in the chair, moving the mouse. Now, it doesn't have to click mouse 1 necessarily. That's not required. Some players don't do that. TSM players, for example. But you have to literally have 5. But as far as I can tell, that's all he's doing at the moment. Even this whole aspect, the idea that they've moved into the in-game leader role, this is the problem I have with EnVyUs is, it kind of reminds me, in a weird sense, to tie it into Virtus Pro. Whenever Virtus Pro changes their in-game leader, what impresses me is, even when they change it to a totally different player, they keep the same style, but in a good way. They keep what works. What's weird about EnVyUs is, as they've gone from in-game leader to in-game leader to in-game leader, nothing's really changed. It feels like they still do the same things. Players play the same way. So in that sense,
they're making the same mistakes.
But in that sense, yeah, that's where I could have given Devil some leeway for the bad performance. Now, if he'd sort of he's done something to their T sides and he's fixed that up, and so okay, now he's allowed to be the lower fragger because he's fixing it as the in-game leader. Is he really doing anything different? If I took the name off there and didn't tell you he's the in-game leader, I don't know, you'd be able to guess.
Yeah. Well, we won't pile it on too much. We are going to take a break. We'll have plenty of time for that later, I'd wager. They're going to be up against it. So we're going to move into Cobblestone. We'll take a look at that after this commercial break. Will it be the Devil or will it be somebody else? We'll find out. Make sure you join us.